Imagine that. A few months ago, my life looked completely different. I weighed 9 kilograms more than I do now, and by 3 o'clock every day I felt extremely tired, apathetic, and exhausted. He slept restlessly at night, often woke up, and in the morning he got up exhausted. It seemed that the body had simply stopped coping with ordinary life. But then I made one simple but very important decision to start walking 12,000 steps every day. No strict dietary restrictions, no grueling workouts in the gym, no expensive supplements and pills. Just walking. In just 90 days, my body, well-being, appearance, and even my inner state have changed very noticeably. In this video, I want to tell you in as much detail and honestly as possible exactly what results I got, show real numbers and measurements, and also explain what was happening inside the body on a physiological level. Hello friends. My name is George. I have been mostly sedentary for most of my adult life. 8 to 10 hours a day at the computer, traveling exclusively by car, and in the evening by traditional relaxation on the couch in front of the TV or phone. I knew it wasn't very useful, but I didn't think much of it. At one point, I decided to undergo a full medical examination. When the doctor looked at my tests, he said, "You're starting to develop insulin resistance, your blood pressure is consistently above normal, your visceral fat level is elevated, and if you don't change anything, it could lead to more serious problems in the coming years." At 37, such words sound very serious and sobering. It was then that I became truly afraid for my health and the future. After this conversation, I realized that I need to change something radically, but at the same time choose what I can do regularly and for a long time. That's how the idea was born to conduct a real 90-day experiment to walk at least 12,000 steps every day. Why exactly 12,000? Because modern large-scale scientific studies, including data from the American Heart Association and other long-term observations, clearly show that the most significant difference in health risks, life expectancy, and quality of life is observed just between 8,000 and 12,000 steps per day. The first 2 weeks were pretty hard for me. My legs hurt, especially my calves and feet. I was often very lazy, and on days with bad weather I didn't want to leave the house at all. But I quickly developed a convenient system. I broke all the steps into 3 main parts. In the morning, a brisk walk of about 4,000 steps, in the afternoon walking during work calls and after lunch, and in the evening a quiet walk before going to bed. On average, it took from 1 hour 40 minutes to 2 hours 10 minutes a day. I started listening to interesting podcasts, audiobooks, and my favorite music that helped a lot to make the process enjoyable rather than painful. Now let's take a closer look at the real results I've received in these 90 days. I lost 6.8 kilograms. Moreover, most of this weight was fat, not muscle or water. The waist size decreased by as much as 7 centimeters, the hip size 4 centimeters. It is especially important that the level of visceral fat has significantly decreased to the very deep fat that surrounds internal organs and is one of the main risk factors for many diseases. But the changes weren't just about appearance. The best part is how much I feel better. I used to literally switch off after lunch and barely make it to the evening. Now the energy has become steady and stable throughout the day. Sleep was transformed. I started falling asleep in 10 to 12 minutes instead of 35 to 40. Deep sleep time increased by almost an hour and a half. The mood has become much more stable. Anxiety levels have noticeably decreased, and concentration and overall productivity have increased. Blood pressure also returned to normal, and repeated blood tests showed a good positive trend. Fasting sugar decreased, cholesterol levels improved, and inflammatory markers also went down. What does science say about this? According to large studies, people who regularly walk 12,000 steps a day have about a 65% lower risk of premature death compared to those who walk only 4,000 steps. Walking helps burn visceral fat, increases cell sensitivity to insulin, strengthens the cardiovascular system, and supports bone and joint health. In addition, it stimulates the production of BDNF, a neurotrophic factor in the brain that improves cognitive function, memory, and emotional well-being. Of course, the experiment was not without difficulties. Sometimes my leg muscles hurt a lot. On cold and rainy days I didn't want to go out at all, and from time to time I felt a powerful laziness and a desire to give up everything. But I've made one very important rule for myself. Never skip 2 days in a row. This rule became my main salvation and helped bring the experiment to an end. The main conclusion I've drawn from these 90 days is that 12,000 steps is one of the simplest, most affordable, free, but incredibly powerful and effective actions that can really transform your body, health, energy, and quality of life in general. If you are already over 30 to 35 years old and you feel that energy is getting less and less, excess weight appears, sleep and general well-being deteriorate, start with at least 7,000 to 8,000 steps per day and gradually increase this amount. Even such moderate changes already give excellent results, and you can continue to grow. Write in the comments, how many steps do you currently walk on average per day? I'm really interested in reading your answers and stories. If the video was useful and informative for you, please like it, share it with your friends, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. In the following videos, we will continue to analyze other working, proven habits that really affect health, longevity, and quality of life. Thank you so much for watching this long but hopefully useful video to the end. Take care of yourself and see you on a walk. God bless you.